The Mazda MX-5 Miata is one of the cheapest fun sports cars out there. They are also great in reliability and have super low maintenance. So we will have a look at the pros and cons of getting one as your first car. Let's start with the first point. They are perfect to practice driving, as they have no assistance systems. Just in 2006 they introduced the 3rd gen and added stability control to it. The previous ones didn't have any of that. Then they also have no screens or Bluetooth to distract you, and only the pretty expensive 4th gen got those in 2016. We'll ignore the 4th gen because of the price, as you're not gonna get one as a first car. And if you really need things like navigation or screens, just add a cheap aftermarket head unit to your car. Another great thing about these cars is the driving experience, as they have no power steering, are rear-wheel drive and super light, so you really feel the road and the car's feedback. So you can really learn a lot about how a car behaves, especially in difficult weather conditions. And also because the automatic transmission sucks, you should get a manual anyways, so you are constantly in control over your car and need to focus a bit more, so there's even less chance for distraction by things like your phone or something. And the often heard concern with these cars is that they are slow. Listen. Yeah, they have small engines, with just about 1.6 to 2 liter inline force, some of them were turbocharged. You get about 116 to 167 horsepower. But they still are rather quick, because they are super small and light, so they just weigh about 950 to 1300 kilos, so about 21 to 2900 pounds. So they are a lot lighter than your mom. Just kidding, I love your mom. And these cars definitely feel a lot quicker than they are, especially with the roof down, as you get a lot of wind noise. And I mean, they still have respectable top speeds of 200 to 219 km an hour, so around 116 to 136 miles per hour. And you don't even need that speed, like in no situation at all. And as you generally hear a lot of road noise in an old MX-5, city speeds feel like a track there anyways. And a very important benefit of them is that they have really good fuel efficiency, with like 7 to 12 liters per 100 kilometers, or about 20 to 32 miles per gallon, depending on how you drive of course. For a gas-powered sports car, that's just great. And with their 45 to 55 liter tanks, that's about 12 to 14 gallons, you surely have enough to drive for a good while and enjoy every second of it. But a lot of people considering these cars worry about safety, mainly because they are so small. And to be honest, I get your point. They're definitely not the safest cars in crashes or accidents. I mean, the NA, so the 1st gen, only has one driver side airbag, the NB added one for the passenger side, and the NC, so the 3rd gen, also added side airbags to that. But there's a flip side to that safety, because in the Miata you need to drive defensively and conscious for your safety, as they are way smaller than any pickup on the road, so they might not even see you, so you really have to be careful and look out for that. So you also can't drive like a total idiot in one, at least most of the time. So you can make it safe again by driving safe. But please guys, you should drive safe anyways. It doesn't matter what car you're in. But the best thing about the size in these cars is parking. Yeah, that should explain itself. And also because they are so small, you only have 2 seats, and the trunk space is fine, but it's not great or anything. So you can't be a taxi. And that is something that could calm your parents down a little, as you can't have any chaos rides with 5 or more people in a car. But it also is something you should keep in mind if you want a car to go on trips with a lot of friends. But in the end, you could maybe just take multiple cars, depending on your situation of course. And another pretty cool benefit of these cars is value. As the Miata is now about 24 years old, they were mass produced back then and never really expensive. So these days, they don't lose value anymore, if you take care of them of course. But you should yet again do that with any car you own. So you could maybe just resell them at some point. Maybe you need money for college or anything. So keep that in mind. And at the point of money and taking care of your car, let's get to maintenance, as they are super cheap to maintain. A lot of Miatas were built, so there also are a lot of parts for them, as they were also built very simple. So you have a very simple convertible roof, interior, engine and suspension, and there only are a few electrics in them. So they really are easy to work on yourself. And that way you can learn a lot about cars and save some money. And they have a giant aftermarket support, so you can even just upgrade them super simply. And as they are super easy to modify and personalize, I'm sure you want to spend that time. But after those mostly positive reasons, there still are some negative points. So of course there's the age, as they are not a modern car anymore. And if that is something you care about, they are not the right car for you. Then there also are things like normal repairs, like rubber hoses or seals and other minor normal fixes. They should be expected at that age, but maybe you don't want to deal with that. The next point is that insurance can be higher on them than like on some economy sedan, because at the end of the day, they still are sports cars. And for new drivers, insurance is higher anyways. And now, rather depending on where you live, very heavy snow. These cars are rear-wheel drive, they are super light, and though they are not terrible in snow, they still have a limit. They actually do surprisingly well with winter tires, but if you live in like the north of Canada, it's gonna be pretty difficult. And the last negative point, of course, is the size. Even though it has a few benefits, you only have these 2 seats and not much luggage space. So if you need or want more, you should look at a different car, or buy 2 cars, one of them being a Miata. And you could also be too tall to sit in one comfortably. So the rule is about, if you're over 6 foot, so over 1.8 meters tall, you should be careful with that. So you should of course test drive one before you buy one, but that goes for any car. Because on that drive, you can check if the car has any issues, or if you just have personal complaints, and maybe don't actually like the car. And you might even lower the price depending on what you find out. Also check the link in the description if you want to check a car's history. So for things like has it been stolen, been in any accidents, is there outstanding finance, or was there any mileage manipulation? Just for the safety of your mind and to not get ripped off. But to sum the positive things up again, they are a blast to drive and feel pretty fast. They also are generally very reliable, are super cheap to maintain, repair and modify, then they're easy to work on, offer a real driving experience and feeling, and they are super efficient but still sporty. And you can also enjoy their drop top in the summer, as well as finding easy parking spots. So comment down below what you think. Is the MX-5 Miata a good first car? Because I personally think yes, they absolutely are. Just not the very practical one, but I honestly really like them. And on that note, I hope you liked the video and enjoy the rest of your day. So maybe I'll see you on this video right here. Until next time.